Hi gamers, it's me. This video is part 1 of a 2-part series where I will be completing the A New Friend Skyscale collection. These videos are going to be completed from an alt account with limited access to mounts, mount-related masteries, and map completion. The footage that you will see will not be the most efficient way to complete this, but rather give a little bit of hope and motivation to newer players to the game who are also on their Skyscale journey. Okay, so prerequisites. Own the Secrets of the Obscure DLC. Go to the Skywatch Archipelago map, which will require you to have started the story, and speak to Skyscale trainer Diane. From here, you will get the A New Friend achievement collection. The first step is to find an abandoned Skyscale egg. The abandoned Skyscale eggs are found within abandoned Skyscale nests which are located around the Soto maps. There are specific nest spawn locations on both of the current maps, and I highly suggest that you utilize the interactive maps that are available on the Guild Wars 2 wiki, which will have the marked locations. The interactive map will allow you to zoom in and out of the map and copy the waypoint chat code for easier navigation. In the footage, I spend the majority of my time on the Skywatch Archipelago map, and I try to pause and draw the route that I have taken, so hopefully it can help you guys a little bit, maybe. A few other tidbits is the number of nests that you have to interact with is random. The nests do respawn after a certain period of time, reportedly 30 to 60 minutes in Omnitos and then a couple of hours for Skywatch Archipelago. I've also been advised that there are a couple of specific nest locations which seem to take even longer to respawn or only reset once a day. If you have any further or more up-to-date information on that, do comment down below. You will also see me just dipping in and out of a couple of events here and there. That is because in order for you to fully complete and finish the Skyscale unlock to allow you to use it on other maps outside of Soto, you have to have completed and invested fully into the flight training mastery tracks that are in the Secrets of the Obscure mastery lines. So I recommend that you too have these tracks selected for your XP gain whilst going along on your journey and hitting any events or metas along the way just to help move that along in the meantime. I also just want to add, for one of the subsequent collections, you will need a number of pinches of Stardust and static charges from both of the Soto maps. So if you can do some of the meta events in the meantime, that would be great, as well as needing 30 Provisioner tokens and some Cryptis Essence of Despair. I will get more into that later, but if you can passively hit some events and do some rifts, that will help you when we get to the later stages of this collection. Future me here, hello. My ADHD glitter brain made me pause editing the second video to create a guide to getting Provisioner tokens where you can get up to 17 per day, providing that you have the Heart of Thorns expansion. So go ahead and check that out, especially if you plan on going for the Obsidian Legendary Armors, as you will need 300 Provisioner tokens for the Gifts of Craftsmanship that is required to create the Legendary Armors. Once you have finally found your egg, return to Skywatch Archipelago and speak with Skyscale trainer Diane again, and she will give you a couple of different subsequent Skyscale egg related collections. The remainder of this video will cover the Skyscale Egg Infusions collection. Be sure to check out my part 2 video for this collection, where I will cover Skyscale Growing Comforts and Skyscale Saddle Materials. A little bit of a heads up before we get into the Skyscale Egg Infusions. If you do not have Living World Season 3, check the wiki event timer for when Claw of Jormag is due to next spawn, as attending this world boss can be an alternative method to completing one of the infusions if you do not have Living World Season 3. Another side note, the 3 new collections that Diane gives us do not need to be completed in any particular order, however I will be doing them as so. Similarly, with the individual objectives within each collection do not need to be completed chronologically, however through the magic of editing, this is how you will see them as they appear in the collection in-game. The first of the infusions, Skyscale of Water, is just a simple travel and interact, situated in Bloodtide Coast at the bottom of some underwater cabin type thing. The second infusion, Skyscale of Fire, again is a pretty simple one. You just head over to the Imperial Smelter within Black Citadel, which is the starting town for the Char race, and just get a little cozy in the lava. The third infusion, Skyscale of Ice, is the aforementioned infusion that can be completed in 2 different ways. The first and quickest being if you own Living World Season 3, head on over to Bitterfrost Frontier and approach an ice storm and challenge it to a duel. You will lose. You will become imprisoned in ice, and that will complete the objective for you. Now, if you do not own Living World Season 3, as I did not on the alt account that I'm playing through, the alternative method is to attend the Claw of Jormag world boss, where you can also become imprisoned in ice. I'm gonna take this moment right here to plug my OnlyFans. I'm fucking kidding. If you type /wiki space ET in the in-game chat and press enter. Doesn't matter if you're in squad chat, party chat, map chat, say chat, replying to someone. It won't send a message, but it will open up the event timers in a new tab of your default browser. The event timers is a really useful tool and really helpful if you're trying to figure out when an event or world boss or a meta event is going to happen. And there's nothing worse than figuring out that you need a particular event or encounter or world boss, checking the event timer and seeing that it's literally just happened 10 minutes ago and you have to wait another like 2 to 4 hours or something, which is why I tried to give you a little heads up a bit earlier on. One really cool feature about the event timers is that you'll notice there'll be like bits of code in square brackets listed underneath the encounter name. These are the waypoint chat codes. If you copy and paste that and send it in game, it will link a nearby waypoint to the event or boss that you're trying to go to, which makes for a lot easier navigation. Now, back to the Skyscale Egg Infusion. As I said, this is the alternative method, and you can only become encased in ice during the second phase. And for me, it didn't happen. I was there for the entire fight from beginning to end. It didn't happen until the very end. I'm not sure if that is intended or what, but if you do rock up, I managed to get it at the very end. GG, well played. Make sure to unlock the nearby waypoint because we're standing in front of him, you're taking a lot of sort of unnecessary damage. And just be prepared to have to like waypoint a whole bunch, yeah? Cool. The fourth infusion, Skyscale of Earth, again is pretty simple. Head to Dry Top and stand in the quicksand. The next Skyscale infusion, Skyscale of Air, requires you to interact with the cluster of winds in the hidden garden jumping puzzle, which is located in Mount Maelstrom. Now, this jumping puzzle is kind of annoying because in order to access it, you have to kill a certain elemental enemy in order to spawn a portal, which then takes you to where the jumping puzzle can be completed. You do not need to do the entire jumping puzzle. In the video, you'll see that I do because I haven't done it yet on this account, and it rewards a central Tyria mastery point, which I am in desperate need of. I don't even have auto loot yet, but you can just head directly to the cluster of winds. I've slowed the video down to normal speed so that you can try and follow my pathing if it makes sense to you. I hope it does. Alternatively, you can teleport to a friend. In the first couple of weeks of Soto release, there were commanders listed in LFG stood at the cluster of winds location just to help people out. The next infusion, Skyscale of Life, has the objective to revive 20 allies. The first method, the wholesome community method, can be done simply by asking in Say Chat, please can you kill yourself for me? I did it and people were very happy and very quick to do it and to repeat doing it. However, I will note, at the time of completing and recording this, which is mid-September, I was not getting any progress towards the revive ally counter. That is because, for whatever reason, you have to be on the character that you unlocked the new collections for this particular objective. So you'll see that I swap off my Guardian onto my Ranger in the next part, where I show you an alternative method. This method, where you revive people just normally, or have them injure themselves for you to revive them, will work if you are on the correct character. The alternative method for reviving allies is simply just by rezzing NPC allies. So specifically for this, I went to Destiny's Gorge, which is in Crystal Oasis, a Path of Fire map, where there are multiple NPC allies that can be rezzed. A little tip for this, if you end up getting a map is closing soon pop-up, res all of the allies on that instance, click yes to swap maps, and they should all be there ready to be rezzed again. The next infusion, Skyscale of Blood, requires you to kill 100 enemies in the Blood Hill camps within Gandharan Field. This one was kind of annoying, especially because I only have Celestial gear and I'm playing Druid. However, I found a quite nice little group of enemies that respawned every minute or so, and nearby there was about 4 or 5 bats, which when I killed them also counted towards the 100 kill counter. The next one, Skyscale of Growth, is a pretty simple travel and interact. This time in the Grove, which can be a little bit confusing to navigate, even as a Sylvari main, but I've put the footage in normal speed, so hopefully you can follow along. The next infusion, Skyscale of Death, is a travel and interact, this time in Cursed Shore. The next one, Skyscale of Spirit. Again, travel and interact, this time in Iron Marches. Skyscale of Fear is pretty close by. You just need to pet the chickens until they get angry at you, and then you get it. Easy. And the final one, Skyscale of Courage. Just it requires you to defeat 4 world bosses. So again, I'm going to point out you can do /wiki space ET, press enter to open the event timers and check out the world bosses that are either currently ongoing that you might be able to tag and get progress for, or the ones that are upcoming so that you can plan ahead and get there ahead of time. Alternatively, what I ended up doing was if you open LFG and in Central Tyria squads, you might find a world boss train commanding group. You can just follow them along, teleport to friends if they travel to a map that you don't have the waypoints for, and so on. Once you have completed, go back and speak to Diane to complete the collection, and there you are done with that part of the achievement. As I said at the beginning of the video, the second video will cover the other 2 collection achievements, and part 2 has been published at the same time as part 1, so if you're listening to me right now, go and watch that one and get your Skyscale. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped, and goodbye.